Right, now we're delighted that James Harrison joins us in the studio now. James is an Associate Professor of the Warwick Law School and was also the Green Party candidate for Kenilworth in 2010. James, thanks for joining me.
Hello.
I think we'll start firstly with that election in 2010. What was it like running as a candidate in a general election? Because obviously most people haven't kind of experienced that.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was interesting. I got to do a load of different events, hustings are called, where I got to say my views and the views of the Green Party alongside the other candidates, including one at the University of Warwick, which was fun, and had lots of debates about the issues. And I suppose part of the reason that I stood was really to give a very different perspective to people that they could then vote for. And the Green Party stands for a range of issues, both on environmental and social justice issues that other parties weren't really raising at that election time. So I just wanted to give people an opportunity to kind of be able to vote for someone who stood for something very different.
And in this election we see, with obviously the kind of left-wing leadership of Jeremy Corbyn, or perceivably, many Green voters could be expected to kind of be tending towards Labour this time, particularly in marginal constituencies. Do you think that's a trend we're likely to see at this election?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a real shame. I think there should have been a kind of progressive alliance parties, and I know the Green Party were very much in favour of that. I think it's a real shame that that hasn't happened, because there are marginals in which the Green Party or the Labour are fighting each other when they could really be fighting for a lot of common causes. That's probably partly about the nature of our political system and lots of other issues as well. Where we are at the moment is, some Green voters will shift, others won't, I think. I think one of the shameful things of this election is how far down the agenda environmental issues have been. And we have heard nothing about the environment through this election. If you think about the kind of young voters who are here at the University of Warwick, I would expect a lot of them to be very concerned about our environmental as well as our economic future. And so if you want to give the government, whoever it turns out to be, a push that environmental issues are important, I think the one way to do that is to vote for the Green Party. I think obviously there's a set of social justice agendas where the Labour Party looks closer, although not exactly the same as the Green Party these days.
Do you think it's ever going to be the case that kind of environmental issues are vote winners or not?
Sadly and tragically, I think it depends on how bad our environmental crises get. And all the evidence that I have seen suggests that the environmental crises that we face at the moment, those episodes of extreme weather and issues that climate change bring, are going to get worse in the future. So I think the sad truth is that the seriousness with which the population takes environmental issues is probably going to be linked to how bad those kind of environmental events are, and we just somehow, I hope, still can get ahead of the curve on that one.
Now, I appreciate you were the candidate in 2010, so arguably you're not as involved this time in the campaign, but from a kind of outside perspective, how have you seen the election going? Obviously, Theresa May was at one point, 20 odd points ahead in the polls. It looks like that is closing. What do you think that is?
It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, I thought, I haven't been able to track this election at all. I thought the Lib Dems would do really well on the basis of a kind of people voting pro-Brexit, and that turned out to be completely wrong. So I'm not sure I've got any insider helps on this, but I think what I've found is that I've been in a way disappointed with the competence of all the political leaders. I don't think anyone has, and to me Theresa May certainly hasn't in the debates I've seen her, given that sense of a strong leader who can govern well. There's been a lot of kind of flip-flopping on issues, a lot of an inability to get the facts straight, the figures straight, across the board really from the main political parties. So that's been disappointing, and I think generally there is a sense of an unfairness about British society that Jeremy Corbyn has tapped into, a sense that we need something to tackle fundamental issues of social inequality and injustice. And I think that resonates with a lot of people, and always being someone that people know less about and then get to hear more about during an election campaign, I think can help you with your campaigning.
Now, just finally, obviously, when you stood for the Green Party in 2010, they achieved that seat in Brighton of Caroline Lucas. Yep. 7 years on, it's still one seat in Parliament. The results at council level have arguably been improving, but it's still kind of slow and steady success. What's a successful result for the Green Party this time round?
Well, I'm not that close to what's going on in the Green Party. I've had to move away because of work issues. But look, for a small party in an electoral system that's massively stacked against them, it is very difficult to make fast progress. It's slow and steady wins the race. And so we have been building up local council seats, and we did at the last election build up a lot more second places. in electoral constituencies. And I think a success this time around would be cashing in on at least one of those seats and trying to get at least one more seat in Parliament. And then it's a question of doing the work in between to build up more of all those council seats and to show that when Green Party candidates are actually elected, as Caroline Lucas has been and Jonathan Chilvers has been down the road as a local councillor in Leamington, when those candidates are elected, they actually do fantastic good work for their local constituencies, as Green Party candidates tend to do. And if we keep on doing that, we will eventually get more and more people in Parliament, I'm sure.
James Harrison, thank you very much for speaking to me.
Thank you.